Welcome to the Blonde Highlight Show. Give it up for your hosts, Chris Yo and Kyle Hennessy.
Welcome to Blonde Highlights.
Today we have a very special guest. She is a badass. She is a contestant on America's Next Top Model, as well as an all-star winner. We have the beautiful Lisa D'Amato.
Hi.
Excited to be here. Thank you. So how are you doing?
She's hanging in there. Moved to Portugal out of the USA for multiple reasons. I'm good. How you guys doing?
We're amazing.
I'm very jealous that you are in Portugal, because right now I'm freezing in Toronto. Like, we're in like the minuses right now. It is so fucking cold.
Girl. Yeah, no, me and cold do not we don't mix. Portugal is it's basically like California of Europe. It's almost shaped the same, where the higher up, like San Francisco, it's colder, and then the lower you go, the warmer it is. The weather is very, very similar to California, which I don't think people really realize. It's very interesting.
Yes.
I'm jealous.
Yes.
Time is, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm in Los Angeles, and it's like summer heat here.
Oh, it's hot. It's hot today too.
Yeah.
In the shade, it's kind of breezy, but yeah.
Okay, well, I'm still in my parka. Yeah, I'm in my parka, so this is bullshit right now. I'm not happy.
That's fun. Well, I can do some more bikes.
Yes, thank you.
So you've been on America's Next Top Model more than like almost any other contestant, right?
I think that is valid. Yeah, I think that is valid. Cycle 5, came back on 6, taught the girls how to model with Janice Dickinson, went on 17, won All Stars, came back on 18, wrote the songs for the girls for the British invasion, also went on the Tyra show. Yeah, I have a lot of experience, I guess, with Tyra Banks, other contestants.
Yeah.
What was your experience with Tyra, like off camera? Maybe that viewers didn't see, or maybe different things that you've heard or learned. What's your experience with Tyra been like?
I want to make it very clear right off the bat that Tyra is not open unless the cameras are rolling. She's like not even there. She really only is, and with all my experience with her, she's only on when the cameras are on. That being said, which is a very strange personality trait, I must say. With anybody that's on set, and I've been in the industry even since I was 12, so I was in the industry 12 years before I even went on Top Model, like on sets with celebrities and all that. Never in my life have I ever met anybody who was any type of celebrity that acted like that. So that's just a little insight.
Yeah.
As far as there's been a couple things that she said in passing at red carpets and things, and there was one thing that she said to me in the bus on All Stars during the model video editorial, that she tried to spark a conversation with me in the van, where there were no cameras. And I thought that was interesting, but because she was so strange all those years previously, it was almost like I went into code red, what's happening here. So I was actually, I'm very talkative, and I'm very outgoing. And I remember I kind of was like, what is this? I felt like it was, she was going to use it for something negative,
like ulterior motive type thing.
Yeah. And she asked, in the van on All Stars, she asked me, so you're going to get married after this? And she looked at my, maybe I wasn't wearing a ring yet, but she had known. And then I said, yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't say anything other than that, and she didn't ask further. So that was one simple question. And then I think the other thing that was really strange, but it was still on camera. This one was on camera. It was at a red carpet. It was after All Stars. I was, I think it was the release of Cycle 18, premiere party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and just with my manager and my PR people, they're like, it's just good in the franchise, for every project that I have going on to show up to those things. And
Yeah.
it's not like you're back in the house, so you know you aren't gonna get like abused or anything like that. So I walked the red carpet, and then I was going up the stairs into the party, and then everyone was telling me, my manager was like, "Oh, Tyra's coming right behind you, like she's about to walk the red carpet," and I just kept I was like, okay, who cares,
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen her.
I'm like, I know how this show goes, and he goes, no, 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 like she's calling for you, and I wasn't, because you hear all the noise of everything,
Yeah.
and I heard her finally. She's like, Lisa, 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 like in front of all the cameras and all the red carpet people. So this is for attention. She's on multiple cameras.
Hmm.
And she yelled at me, which I thought was the weirdest thing to yell at me. That I think if we dissected this, it would make a lot of sense. She said, "Why didn't you change your last name?" Like, and I kept D'Amato.
That's so weird. Why would she ask you that in front of all those people like that?
What I have conjured up in my own, because I've been through this experience and everything that has happened to me because of the show over the years.
Yeah.
Now, this may sound strange, but I'm going to tell you why I think she said that. Honestly, I think that if I had changed my last name and her knowing how vocal I have been through the years of basically exposing the show and her from day one, that if I changed my last name, then I would be harder to be searchable for people to find me, to interview me, to do whatever. And I think that was, in my own opinion and my gut, she was really hoping that I would change my last name to make it so that I would
Wouldn't stand as memorable.
be visible online.
Oh wow.
I can really see
Why
that.
not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just such a weird thing to ask, especially in public, especially in that type of environment.
Not like, hey girl, it's good to see you.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
And you've
Isn't
had
that
a
bizarre?
It is. And you've had a kind of like a long career in entertainment, and people in entertainment don't change their last names. Or at least maybe they will legally, but not like in the public, just because that you lose like that brand recognition.
So it's
Yeah,
weird
I
that
mean,
she would even go there.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
There's contestants that they like all change their last name. Like Eva Pinkford, she changed her last name. Jodie Dodds, she changed her last name. It happens because when you get married, and change the last name.
Yeah.
No matter what, I don't care who it is. I would never change my last name. I'm very proud of D'Amato. Daddy's girl. I love that we have like big Italian hearts.
Yes. No, I love that. My last name's Hennessy, so I'm never changing it.
Oh, that's an amazing last name.
Yeah.
Mine's Yo. And when I got married, my married name is Edgar. And I'm like, I don't know. I think I'll just keep Yo.
I like Edgar. It's simple, and you also know how to spell it. Like, I'm not mad at it.
I think it sounds very like Christina Edgar. Like when I'm at like my kid's school or something, it'll be like Mrs. Edgar. But then, for work and everything, I've just kept it Yo because I'm like, that's my last name. I've always been a Yo, So
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Well, you gotta do what feels right for you. That's most important.
exactly. So with your experience on the show and with Tyra coming off of the show, I mean, I feel like there was such an image of that if you won America's Next Top Model, you're going to make it to the top, you're going to be like a celebrity model. How did being on the show actually truly affect your life afterwards? And do you feel like production or even Tyra do anything to reach out and, check in on anybody?
My win specifically was very scandalous. So I think my win in general was like no other win. It was like the final three, and then Angeline Preston got disqualified during the finale, which I believe, and I have multiple reasons to believe this, that they planned that from the very beginning. So when I won and against Allison Harvard, who had like one of the largest fan bases, but also had this like interesting fan base that came from 4chan sites, which is also very scary for me.
Yeah.
I got death threats, and then with the disqualification of Angela on top of that, like people thought that I stole her win because I had always been known in the franchise as being like a rebel, like a bad girl, bully, or even though not at all. I bullied the bullies. That's, I think it's a better way to put it. Like I was just confident and I knew what I was doing. Um, so my win was definitely different. And I think it had definitely it was cursed more than like any of the other ones. I think it's valid to say that.
Yeah.
But it still was the biggest prize package of all the top models like in the world. So I'm still very appreciative, and I am proud that I went back in to fight for my own narrative in this like echo chamber that is this franchise on a global level.
Yes.
As far as somebody reaching out from production after cycle 5 and what the way that they had edited me, which was like so damaging to my character,
It really
and
was.
also just so not fair
Yes.
at all because of the psychological warfare and the mental manipulation they did, and from our childhood trauma, which was like intel collection from the psychological evaluations. Like I can't even begin to explain what that does to somebody's mental health when you're stuck in this echo chamber that you can't get out of. The after cycle 5, which I thought was really sweet, is one of the executive producers that worked alongside Ken Locke and Tyra Banks was Anthony Dominici.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me, he checked on me, he would text me like, "How are you doing, Lisa?" I think he really knew the impact that had done to like a girl that never deserved that. That was actually a really kind, sweet person. I'll never forget, he was like, "Let me take you out to lunch and just, I want to talk to you and make sure you're okay." And I thought that was really sweet. And I remember I felt like so ripped off from the show that like when we sat down, we went to this Indian restaurant on Los Feliz, if you're in LA. It's I'm trying to think, it's right by that pizza place up Palermo's.
Okay,
There's an
yeah.
Indian restaurant. I remember I was like, "What are you going to pay with?" And he's like, "I've got the corporate card." And I was like, "Oh, amazing. Okay, so then I'll take all the left side.
Yes.
The chicken tiki masalas, one for now, and you can pack another one to go. So that's my favorite. Thank you so much."
A ton. Wrapping it up.
He's like, "Are you really going to order?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to take that all to go."
Yeah.
I was so mad. But yeah, I did do that. And then after cycle 5, I believe he quit. I think he really realized what was really going on with the girls behind the scenes, and he checked the hell out. He was gone.
And I felt like in the reality check documentary that came out, there was a lot of gaslighting from Lyra and Ken Mock. Did you think, like, what is your thoughts kind of on Ken Mock when he was kind of saying that, like, he kind of, in my opinion, it seemed like he was kind of saying, like, there's people above me that were kind of controlling. Do you think that he had way more power than he was leading on in the reality check documentary?
Of course. Yeah, 1,000%. My thoughts on Ken Mock are just as bad as Tyra Banks, Ken Mock is like, couldn't be more evil. And I say that even because I've questioned him on the shows behind the scenes. Like I literally asked him, "Can you please stop abusing me with my childhood trauma?" And he goes, "No."
Oh,
He's like, "You're doing good. Just stay calm. Like, just calm down. Just keep riding through like you're doing. Just calm down." So in cycle 5, when I was like, "Everyone just needs to calm down, take a break, eat a cookie," all that whole thing was directed at Ken Locke. They know exactly what they're doing. I think that they were so addicted to like Sweet Sweet. I don't know if you guys know.
Yeah, the ratings.
But the ratings and the competition with other networks.
Yeah.
And so they just didn't have any soul to like do anything different. You can blame it on the times, whatever, but at the end of the day, I don't really think that the lack of empathy, like 100% in the way you treat people is like a sign of the times. I think that that's
No.
like, it's not like a trend. I think that that's just human common decency. And they knew exactly what they were doing. And I can't tell you how many interviews I have watched from the 2000, like early 2000s to now, where even Ken, because at the time they were just bragging about the show. So Ken was like, I can't even get Tyra out of the editing bay. Like, she's right there. She's so involved. She calls me at 3 a.m. being like, what should we do for this scene? And this person did this and da, 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 da. This is all on YouTube if you really dive into it. I also have a theory about like why, the Netflix has brought the reality check Netflix is brought the judges on tour on this press tour. But it's really all about like these really polarizing stories from the contestants, right? Why aren't the contestants brought on tour through this press tour? I 100% believe that it's because they don't want open mics on live television with the contestants, because they can control the narrative of the judges.
Yeah.
Who also didn't know too much about what was going on with the psychological warfare behind the scenes with the actual girls and their personal stories and traumas.
Exactly.
Can you give us a little bit of like the insight of what really was going on? Like, I've seen the documentary, what is it? The dark side yes, the dark side of reality, and seeing some of the things that happened in the house. And of course, you speaking so much on your story and just seeing how like the girls weren't getting a large per diem. They were eating ramen noodles. They weren't eating very well. Emotions were running high. Like, and one thing that really stood out to me was going back to the trauma of like them putting you in a situation where they would bring up something traumatic. So you would start crying, and then they would roll the cameras and then start talking about something else to make it seem like that's what you're crying about. Like, what really was happening? Like, what were some of the things that were going on? Because as a viewer, it's interesting for us to see now, like, holy fuck, like,
so and now that the viewers see it, they're like, they have this sympathy, but I'm still open for apologies with all the gaslighting all these years from the toxic fandom as well, like, still comes my page and apologize. I've been saying this for years. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's so many crazy tactics that they used that go so insanely parallel to the Stanford prison experiment. And I can't say this enough. If you watch that documentary, it is through the roof in like power dynamics, with the models being the prisoners as a prime example, and then the prison guards as being the production. So when you do the psychological evaluations in the very beginning, before you go on, they say that the purpose of those are for the safety of all the contestants living in the house, and also that you had the strength to withstand the stress that they are going to put you under through the competition, and also the aftermath of the fate. So You're thinking that you're doing all of this for your own mental health, and now you're talking to therapists, and you're like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like, I also get therapy episodes, but really all it is just intel collection.
To use against you.
To use against you later. Now, I just want to say this as well, because this is a great moment to put this in. Because you do these personality tests, right? Which is like 1,000 questions as well, which is multiple choice of basically what you would do in certain scenarios. Like, if you see somebody that's getting bullied, are you most likely, A, not going to interfere? 2, tell a friend to maybe get them to help them because you're too scared of confrontation? Or 3, run away. Like, you want, there's all these, and then it's like, do you hear voices? The voices hear you. It's all these trick, crazy questions. So just with that personality test in particular, when people go like, I think you're being too harsh on Tyra, I'm like, that bitch knows every single thing about me and the way I tick and the way my brain like works and the way my heart works. So they knew what they were fucking with. They messed with the wrong bitch. And that goes with Gina as well. Me and her are very
Yeah.
similar in a lot of ways, character wise, and also not the same childhood traumas, but the same emotions, I think, are
Yes.
equal. So, an example, when I can bring it down to something very specific. So, and I'd like to tell another example that would also blow your mind that was so on camera and that it was like right in everyone's face, but still nobody saw what was actually going on. And it still blows my mind when I watch it. I'm like, it's so obvious what's happening here, but nobody could see it. Viewers. Okay, so the first one I would say on the plastic surgery photo shoot in Cycle 5.
Yeah.
The girls were like hating me like crazy, and I really didn't understand. And I found out later that Jayla told me that the producers were telling them that behind the scenes in their interviews, they were telling them that I was talking shit about them and how well I thought they modeled in the previous photo shoots, which I never did. That was a complete lie. So then that made all the girls just hate me in the house. When they already knew this is a part of the psychological, like the way that they bring me back to being a child. So, and this is also, Gina has a lot of these same examples.
Yeah.
When I was a child, I felt completely alienated, and everyone hated me in school, and I had nothing in common with them because they had these really great normal lives. They would go to dance class on the weekends or cheerleading or this or that. When I was constantly just hiding real abuse, like actual child molestation and beating and verbal abuse as well. So I learned really fast, very young, that when you bring up something that is not like about sunshine and rainbows,
Yeah.
that you'll be alienated. You can't talk about things that are so devastating because it just alienates you from everyone. So you learn how to just fake it and hide it and just pretend that you're okay. So when I was a prime example, when all the girls were going against me, obviously I'm not going to open up and about myself and talk to the girls about it because I just felt like, once again, like a child. And the production specifically did what I felt like as a child to me again.
That's awful.
So it brings you right back to when you were a child.
Oh my God.
And then on the plastic surgery photo shoot, another thing is like, there was never really food, right? It was like Doritos and Twizzlers and like, gum and just crappy craft service food is there. And Janice Dickinson walked, and that was another thing. Production knew that I ate so healthy, like salad, like Caesar salads and vegetables, and I juiced and like everything that they gave us. Like I didn't eat any of that stuff. Like ever. If they did feed us, it would be like pizzas and pastas, like cheap stuff. And I was like, I'm not. And it's a modeling competition, so of course you don't want to eat. You don't want to. You want to eat healthy. So they didn't really provide any of the healthy foods that you would eat when you're under the gun in a modeling competition. So in this moment, I was very alienated. And so I just stuck to myself. And Janice Dickinson walks in on scene and she's eating a chicken Caesar salad. And I just like, my mouth watered. I was like, oh my God, that looked like so good, right? And so she just comes in to also bully me. Like that's the reason why she entered scene, was to bully me. And I said, oh my God, your salad looks so good. And she said something along the lines of like, well, you guys are going to eat later. And I was like, yeah, right. Like they're going to eat later. And she goes, what do you mean? And I was like, well, I eat a lot healthier than them. Meaning, I didn't mean it like mean. I meant it like, these girls are naturally so skinny, they can eat whatever they want. Whereas I, at the time, my sister was, over 200 pounds. Like I didn't come from the background of being naturally very thin. I worked very hard on my body. another thing that I had told production. So when I said they are going to eat, not me, like this is what I want to eat. And then of course all the girls, Janice was like, she just said that she eats way healthier than you guys. Is that true? And then they were all like, oh, here she goes, thinking that she's better than us. And I was like, that's not what I meant. What I meant is,
No.
so then you're just constantly trying to stick up for yourself, where I just felt so bamboozled by, like, that's not what happened. That's not what I meant. But Janice Dickinson came in to rile up everything for no reason. She acted like she was coming to talk to me to, like, you know, have a conversation, encourage me, like mama model.
Yeah.
Thing. And she just caused a huge fight between all of us again. And then they take me away immediately because I was just crying. I felt the lump in my throat and I couldn't hold it back anymore.
Yeah.
I get interviewed, and while I'm getting interviewed, they said that I was going to be next up to do my photo shoot for plastic surgery, like facelift. And then I could just, while I'm in the interview, I can hear all the girls go, I'm glad that she's getting a facelift. She sure needs one because 24 years old is so old, right? Because they were like 21.
Yeah.
And then they're all just talking so much shit about how old I look and that I needed the that's
Oh
why.
my God.
It stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks so fast. And they actually put chairs right in front of my photo shoot. They were setting it up so that those same girls would be talking shit about me while I'm actually shooting. So they told them to sit right in front of the scene that I'm about to walk in on and start modeling, so that they are then talking shit about me and making fun of me right there within feet of me shooting. They asked me in the interview, while I'm watching this all go down, I'm about to explode. I'm crying so bad. And then they go, how do you feel? Like, what do you mean how I feel, right? You're so emotional. You feel like how you felt when you were a kid, when you were told to kill yourself?
Oh.
And so you just lose it. You just start bawling. No. And then I go, oh, this is unbelievable. Like, I cannot believe that you would just throw that in my face right now. And you're about to shoot. And you don't want to, like,
Let your makeup go off like you're trying to be composed. Yeah.
They didn't do too much makeup at that point. But, like, I'm about to go shoot.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, they're like, you're going to walk on a set with confidence, right? You're going to walk on with confidence. It's all just so gaslighting.
Yeah.
All down just to then pretend that they're on your side and give you encouragement. And then as soon as I walk on scene to do it, the girls are right there all laughing at me. And then Janice, you know what she says? You guys are just jealous. She's a star. And you're like, I'm like you feel like you're in the Matrix.
She's just stirring that pot. She knows exactly what she's doing.
You know that's going to piss them off even more. It's literally like you're literally in psychological warfare. The time you wake up to the time you go to bed, it is absolutely insane.
There needs to be some legislation to stop the psychological evaluations from being a part of production.
Yeah, we're all working on that, and we're all coming together as a sisterhood for the most part, which I'm like so ecstatic about. I'm like so excited for this. This is all I've ever wanted all these years.
Exactly.
Let me tell you an example of something that made me look very in the character of being the bully on Psycho 5.
Okay.
And I really hope that this helps people who watch reality TV to see these tricks.
Yeah.
Kyle and Nicole. Kyle and Nicole, they won a challenge to where they could be the host to present an MTV award at the time, right? But they were going to do it from the house. So they were so excited. They were trying to remember their lines from the card. They wanted to wear something that was much cooler. And since I was more edgy, I had cool fashion from LA. They're like, can you wear something of yours? And I was like, absolutely. So I'm helping them dress into cool. I'm letting them borrow all my clothes for this, Mike.
Yeah.
So I'm making them all look fun and funky and cool. And then while they were going to shoot, they directed all the other models in the house to go in the pool outside, just so for sound reasons it could be quiet. So if you notice in the scene, after I got them all dressed, I was like, I wish you guys luck. Like, I hope congratulations, like, helpful for you guys, you know, like,
Yeah, encouraging.
So proud of them. If you notice in the scene too, I'm wearing a bathing suit. I'm wearing a dress, but I have my bathing suit on underneath because I was also ready to go in the pool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As soon as this scene starts, the production tells me, we really want you to stay right here. In case because you're obviously have been in the industry for a long time, they don't want the it to be public that I had been modeling all those years. But production said, you know, we want them to do a really good job, and since, you know, you're experienced, can you please stay here and just be supportive for them? And I was like, yeah, I guess. I was kind of bummed because I wanted to go swimming.
Yeah.
Go to the pool, but okay.
But I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And so I'm just sitting there, and you know, these things take a long time. So I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, now bored. I can kind of see through the kitchen, like the girls jumping in, making splashes, jumping on the floats, and I'm just like this. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so bored. The girls are going over their lines, like they didn't need me there at all. Like, it's what is happening here. And then I asked if I could please go into one of the bedrooms, at least so I could, because Kyle decided to leave the pool, and she was just gonna go sit in the room, one of the rooms with the door closed. And so I was like, can I just go, like, hang out with Nick, right? So I go into the room, they let me go, and then the production guy comes in, and they follow him, and the on camera, like, production guy, right? He's on camera so you can see him.
Yeah.
He opens the door and he goes, can you guys literally stop, like, trying to sabotage their what they're filming right now? And I was like, what? Like, we weren't even doing anything in there. And I was like, excuse me? And they're like, it's just really disruptive and rude. And I was like, what? I was like, what is going on right now? Now, cut to what was actually filmed on the show, okay? The way that they made that whole scene look was that I was so jealous that I didn't win that segment that I then wanted to control everything about it and put them in all my clothes. And then I was hovering over while they were filming on purpose to intimidate them.
Oh my God.
Then I went into the room with Nick to make fun of them with Nick.
Shut up. That's disgusting. You're like, I just literally want to be in that pool right now. Oh, that's ridiculous.
And then online, imagine the hate I got.
Of
You
course.
fucking jealous bitch. You can't even let anyone win beside you. What a horrible, nasty person you are.
Like, I don't understand, like, how much, like, it would be so damaging for them to create this false narrative with most of the girls. And then what pisses me off is that then it's just like, okay, well, you're done. And they have no, I guess they would know, but they have no care of how it's going to affect your real life, your actual career. You were already in the industry. Like, that's going to taint your name. It's going to taint your already, like, proven reputation.
Just starting out as a young woman. So listen to this. It gets worse. Listen to this. It gets worse. This one scene in particular. Nick and Kyle, Nicole and Kyle, had no clue why I was sitting there. So they actually thought that I was just sitting there just to watch them.
Yeah.
They didn't know that production had asked me to stay there. I was not allowed to move. So once that all happened and aired, right after that is them being like, yeah, her just sitting there, that was so weird. I don't know what her problem is. Like, it's very obvious that, like, she was super jealous of us And I'm like,
Yes. Oh my God. How much of this do you think Tyra was behind, honestly? Like, do you think she was like right into
100%.
that?
And the reason why I say this goes back to me knowing one of my close friends went to school with Tyra, and Tyra was the biggest bully in school.
What?
He's even admitted it. She's like, "Oh yeah, I was the biggest bully in school."
I must have missed that about her. But it shows.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
in fact, this is just extra, but I guess she had a best friend that was actually considered the hot one. Tyra is, and I think that Tyra is a beautiful woman. Full stop. Like, of course, she deserved to be a supermodel, hands down. But at that time, you know, she was really tall and lanky and had like a, you know, she hadn't grown into the swan that she, you know.
Yeah.
Still to this day, like, my friend was like, it was really weird. Like, her best friend literally just like disappeared. Like, no one knows what happened to her. And Tyra was very jealous of her best friend. And I was like, what? Like, it's just weird little intel that I have.
And
Yeah.
her friend is like physically missing. Like,
She also said that she was really poor. She went to one of the most expensive all-girl private schools called Immaculate Heart. That's on
Oh.
Euless in Franklin. Tyra went there. That's where she
Okay.
went.
Yeah, I was thinking the Immaculate Heart in New York, where like Lady Gaga and Paris Hilton went to, but the one in LA, it's
Got a one in LA.
prestigious.
oh wow.
I got the dirt, you guys.
Yes. And I feel like one thing that I really hope comes from everyone talking about what was happening on America's Next Top Model is like the broader spectrum of like what is happening on reality TV and making viewers aware of what they're watching and what they're being entertained by, and hopefully viewers will start to have a little more like conscious of like what they're doing to other people by viewing shows like this.
Yes. I think it was definitely like culture within the own realm of behind the scenes and the way things worked as far as production is concerned. But I'd also like to extend that and kind of zoom out. And I do believe that also like the fandom on a global level is also very culty. I find it so fascinating that so many of us have come out and told our stories, and like I've definitely been a trailblazer in this space, taking all the insults of, you know, people telling me what happened in my real life. It's funny that the fans think that they can talk about our lived experience, but as soon as we do, they go, "You aren't over it. You're just mad at it."
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, "You're trying to tell me what happened. You don't even know about. You're a bit on the show. I'm supposed to listen to you. You did this," and I'm like,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I also think that the fandom is very much culty as well, and they are so stuck into feeling comfortable in what they want to believe,
Yeah.
rather than getting new information and changing the way that they look at things. It's happened quite a bit, which is great. I mean, look at how viral like these SNL like photo shoot skits of trauma that is going so insanely viral on Instagram, which
Yeah.
it feels great and it's fulfilling that people are seeing the truth a little bit, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, I have talked to contestants from around the globe with this franchise, and it is so mind-blowing. This is what my fight has been. When people are like, "You need to shut up, Lisa. The show's been over for forever. It's like you're obsessed." And I'm like, Tyra is sucking the dreams out of girls in real time right now with the franchise that is the rights are being bought in Germany and the Philippines and Mexico. And, you know, like, what are you talking about? Like, just because this is also a prime example of how narrow people's minds are. They're like,
Yeah.
"Well, Top Model, America's Next Top Model doesn't air anymore, so it's over, Lisa." And I'm like, no, it's seriously the hugest franchise where Tyra has made at least $1 billion, if not more, on just the sweat, tears, blood of these contestants that didn't even get their prize packages, or not all of it, you know? Like, it just blows my mind that people still want to keep her in this place in their mind. It's almost like Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
Like denial. Here's the craziest story. One of my business partners, I met her through a convention after winning All Stars. She's Canadian. And she was the biggest fan of Top Model. So she went to work at this convention that was all about Top Model. And they had all these vendors and everything. And she was so cute. So she was a wrangler for, I think it was Isis King at the time. They flew us to Canada. I was so obsessed with her because she was so keen on solution. She was this young, like 19-year-old girl, and she told me her history with Tyra, and how she wrote Tyra letters through her Tyra Banks show, and Tyra brought her on a couple times. Tyra loves being admired, so I wasn't surprised about that. But as my partner and I grew, I made her a business partner with my baby product called full toddler product as well. There you go.
Yes.
And it was just so fascinating because as she got older, let's say now she's like 24, right? And her knowing all these stories about me and me trying to be so patient with her admiration still for Tyra Banks. She knew every single story that I had told her, even behind the scenes, the way she right now, everything, right? And all these years, I still had to watch her do a shrine post when it was Tyra's birthday.
Oh my
And
God.
it got to the point where I was like, girl, no, why are you still so obsessed with Tyra Banks? And she goes, well, this is a prime example of like how people's minds work.
Yeah.
I said, she goes, well, she's still this identity to me when I was a kid that was like really inspiring. And so I'll never forget that. And I'm like, but you do realize that that wasn't actually her. That was something that you made of her.
Exactly.
And she goes, well, I'm still going to celebrate that. And I'm like, but that's not who she is.
But why though? No, that's not.
So she refused to change the way that she looked at her, even though she knew how much psychological torture she put all of us girls through. So that's when I knew I couldn't, like, there was no,
Yeah.
I couldn't. And if you look at the fandom, it really is culty. And this is really like, no matter time, it's almost like Trump in a way. Like, Tyra could literally like shoot somebody in the face, and all of her friends would be like, well, that person probably deserved it. They can't get out of their own comfort.
Yeah.
Of a different reality of somebody. It really is. And I got to thank Top Model and Tyra for this, and it's very backhanded complimenting, but like, I wouldn't be this self-aware if I hadn't been so trained in like editing and media manipulation and like the news, you know, like I think that's why I've been so inclined for so many years to like do my own research.
Yes.
You know, I don't like listen to the news anymore. Like, I feel like I've lived in the twilight zone for the majority of my adult life, and that's because of Top Model. Like, wow, people can really be like so brainwashed. It's wild.
Yes. You see a lot of that intense fandom in the Bravo sphere in like modern time.
Oh God, yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
If you had a message for Tyra, if you were in a room with her, what would you say to her today? Like, if you could say one thing to her. And Ken Mock for that.
I mean, it'd be a whole huge conversation, and she couldn't control anything, the environment whatsoever. I think that one of the see, it's difficult because you know that she's not there. Like, you know that she has sold her soul, and so has Ken Mock. Like, they don't have any empathy towards anybody else, and you can tell in the documentary that they really don't care about anyone. I would probably just tell them that, like, which I've said in a video before, like, I really don't know how you guys sleep at night. And if you guys are, there's certain things that, like, I know that they've done that also the fans don't know. Like, for instance, you know, like bots, like bullies online. I think that they have their own bots that come and attack us based on our times, like where we live. Like,
Yeah.
Gina and I have talked about that too. And then also whenever I'm attacking or bringing to light top model or the show, the ugliest pictures show up on my Google first.
Oh my
Like,
God.
like everything was fine.
The biggest mean girl ever. Like, she just knows exactly what to do and to control. I'm sorry. It's so fucked up.
I'm like, oh, I actually say now, because I've been doing this for years. I actually go, I wonder when the first picture when you Google me is gonna be the ugly one again. And it's like, ta-da! Like, the show came out of this Netflix, and I just did this interview with like TMZ and like, you know, and I'm like, yep, there it is. It's back again. I'm telling you.
What's funny is not funny, but what I had just seen like last week was, and they were doing it in a funny way, but it was Zara Larsson, that singer, and somebody kept changing the photo back to a really bad photo of her. And so she was like on the internet, she's like, whoever is changing it back, stop it. So it's totally
Tyra and Glenn off.
like
I swear. It only happens when all this comes goes to the top again, and then I get the ugliest pictures on Google again.
It's
Oh
just
my
so
God.
messed up to think that, like, that's just
I'm not
No. I believe you
I'm not kidding.
1000%.
So what I would say to Ken Lock and Tyra Banks is like, I fucking see you guys.
yeah.
Like, you can't fool me. And also, you guys are mad that I may be coming after you. You fucking did it to yourself. You knew exactly who the fuck I was. For you to question, like, I didn't do a full personality test on you. That was 1,000 questions for an entire day, and then 3 therapists interviewing me about my childhood trauma, and then you guys are gonna weaponize it against me in an echo chamber for 20 years around the entire globe in 182 countries and make $1 billion, and you think I ain't gonna come for you? Bitch. And it ain't even over. I ain't even gone into the international interviews that I've done with the girls. I got a list, and it's going down. So what this means is, me even just saying that, they're gonna put worse pictures of me on Google tomorrow.
Oh my God. It's just hilarious because she's like, this is what I'll do to get her. This is gonna tear her down. Like, just to me, a lot of this stuff is just such. It's almost like, what happened to her to really get her in that mindset? Like, I wonder.
I think that I've said this in many interviews and it never gets aired. I truly believe that she's a sociopath, and she's a narcissistic sociopath, a malignant narcissistic sociopath that really, and they exist. They're just like real people vampires. There's a ton of them. And it's just the reality in this weird way, because I've read Model Land in this weird way. It's fucking cryptic as fuck. But I almost feel like she knew that winning the All-Stars, for me, I was gonna get attacked because I won against Alice in Harvard, and her fan base, so many of them are like really scary. You know, the death threats might throw. One of her fans actually, like, on a movie set, like, dropped me on my face. I've had 2 reconstructive surgeries, almost lost, like, this is not a joke. But, like, I think she knew for sure that it was gonna get a lot of hate my way, and since me and her have this, you know, in this weird way, I think that deep down, she wants me to fight her. It's like, it's fun for her.
Yes. No, that's honestly, that's the vibe that I'm getting, is that, like, when she's putting these bad photos of you out, she's like, she wants the retaliation. She wants,
Like me and Gina, we have compared the bots, and it's like Tyra's. It's like Tyra World, you know, and it's like no picture, or Tyra's picture, and you go on there and there's like 0 pictures, or it's a couple. It's those what do we call those pages? Not alias, but like whenever this stuff
Fan page.
Yeah,
fan
Finsta.
pages, like they come in the herd just to bamboozle like all the comments. So you
Yeah.
have to. I'm on top of it all day long just to erase and block, erase and block, erase
Yeah.
and block, erase and block.
It's like hot ice cream 101.
I think
Yes.
I think I saw one of those names in our comment list on our Gina's episode
Yeah.
that we did last week.
Yes.
No, Gina and I have the same.
Yeah.
She has a funny story too, because when she won Top Model, or when she was like on the show and getting higher and higher and higher, she said that her following like just exploded, and then as soon as she didn't win, they just decided to unfollow her. And she's like, it was so weird because these accounts didn't even seem real. It's like it's almost like so controlled within their like. I swear to you, I would put $1,000 that Tyra has her own like bot farm in one of her sheds in her house with like little people like just like this being like, yeah, take that bitch, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. No,
When they showed like a picture of her, I hate to say this, and I don't mean I bullies like this. I just have since I was a little girl, but like when I saw the picture of her house that burned down in Malibu,
Hmm.
I remember just thinking like I was looking at the picture, I was like, where's the like bot farm? You know, because she was probably like, is that still there? Did we all that technology, is it still there? And I'm like,
Oh my god.
I'm like on a different level the way I look at these things. Yeah.
Exactly.
no. But you know what though? You kind of have to, because it's just, to me, it's so mind blowing that it's not impossible. Like
No.
like
No.
it's so fucked up that
It
like
is
it just
so-
makes sense.
It is so fucked. This is why I'm in this weird. I mentioned this to you guys before we filmed, but like I'm literally living in hiding because I'm divorcing a really insane narcissist who also like steals my phone, like puts hidden cameras in my house that I find, and then when I start like freaking out, right? Then he'll film me freaking out, being like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Oh my god. Yeah.
And then that's on YouTube. And so people are like, oh my God, she's lost her mind, right? It's reactive abuse.
Yeah.
Like, so this is the divorce thing that I'm going through at the moment, was also with a narcissist. I'm like a magnet to them. But I'm actually really happy. I think that it's like meant to be that I'm living in hiding right now because I'm very fearful of him hiring somebody to do something, waiting for trial, while the show comes out for Dirty Rotten Scandals on March 11th on E, which is going to
Yes.
expose Tyra Banks and Ken Malak and production and this whole franchise on such a deeper level, not just surface level, like the Netflix reality check. Like we're really going in depth about the psychological warfare that they put on us, which I've explained to you guys. So I'm actually really glad that I'm also living in hiding because I don't put anything past Tyra Banks.
Yeah. You don't.
Like, nobody knows where I am.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we will definitely
my
be
God.
watching Dirty Rotten Scandal on the 11th of March.
You guys
I'm
got my
excited.
exclusive. I told you things that I haven't told anybody.
Amazing.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah.
Yes.
Hear it first.
I
Yeah.
know we could keep going forever because I'm sure there's so much stuff. But we do unfortunately have to go.
Just make sure you watch the E on the 11th.
Oh,
Dirty
we're-
Rotten.
We definitely will, and I
Oh.
feel like the Blonderage
that
are
Airport
definitely going to be
line.
watching it too.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It sucks we have to cut it short because, again, I feel like we could talk to you for hours. Maybe we'll have to do a part 2 after the episodes aired, after the documentary. That could be fun too. Yeah. Yeah. You'll definitely have a different background for sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's this is just so wild. But yeah, like there's like I said, there's a lot more that this is even after the show, there's still going to be so much more on an international level that I'm working on, and we're also dealing with a lot of reform in reality television to make a big difference, as well as a class action lawsuit because these girls need to be paid.
Yes.
Yeah. No, good for you. And it's so good for reality TV and for these girls to have someone like you in their corner and fighting. So, you
Each
know,
other and having each other, like we're all collectively, for the most part, there's still some that, but a lot of us have come together, and that is like the most beautiful part of the work that I've done thus far, is now us not being pinned against each other, but us actually coming together to make a real difference. Like, so beautiful.
Yes.
no, that's beautiful.
Yeah. Hey, bye.
Bye.
Bye.